us look at another data set, how to clean another data set. So open a new Excel workbook and you go to data, then you go to the get data, then from file, because the data set we want to look at is actually in Excel file. So from workbook, then you locate the folder where the data set is. So let us look at the FMCG stores dataset. So I actually double click on it. The first time I click and I said import. So you can actually double click on it and it would also take you down here. So table 1, both of them are the same, but this is in a table format. Because it is in a table format, it has little to clean. So I would prefer this other one that is not in a table so that we'll also do some work on it. So after selecting this one, you say transform data. And once you click on transform data, it will take you to the Power Query editor, which I said from the beginning that it is a tool used for data cleaning. So we also remove the 2 rows and all that. So let's look at the objective. We look at the objective, FMCG stores dataset. What's the meaning of FMCG? FMCG means fast moving consumer goods. So this is a store that deals on fast moving consumer goods. If you want to know fast moving consumer goods, you can browse that and know on your own. So let's look at the objective. Brand performance by sales, brand sales returns per month, number of invoices, unpaid balances, branch manager performance, and all the rest. So looking at that, let's go back to the Power Query. So we're going to remove the 2 rows at the top. Before now, if you are up to this level, I've shown you how to remove rows. So we are also going to use that. So click on remove rows, remove top rows. How many rows you want to remove? On top is 2. So you type 2. Then we also want to make the we want to use this first row as header. So we go to use first row as header. That is done. Now the date is showing as a whole number, is not in a date format. So what we are going to do is to change the data type as we are also shown in the first data set, the customer data set. So click on the data type symbol and you choose date. Change column type, say replace current. Yes, replace current. So you have your column appear in the data format. The data type is supposed to appear. So check other ones. Is there any column that we don't need? Yes, there are columns we don't need. We don't need sales pin because if you look at the objective, there's nothing that relates to the sales pin here. So we are going to remove that. Okay, so let's remove null values from other columns. Before then, let's check whether there are rows that are not wanted. So if we click on that, okay, we have a null value. Now, if you can see this list may be incomplete. Before you do anything, always click load more. So load more to see the complete list. So let's scroll down. They are all dates. So we just need to uncheck the null for all the null columns, all the empty rows, rather not column, all the empty rows to be removed. So let's click OK. So we copy the null and we click on all the columns we want to remove the null values from. So invoice amount, hold your control key to click other columns, returns, net amount, amount paid. So go to replace values. Why we click all those columns is because we want to remove the null. That's the null from all the columns we have clicked. So whatever you do will be applied to all the columns. Click on replace values, paste the null because they are columns for amount or numeric values. We will replace those null with 0. So you put 0, then you click OK. So all the empty cells have been replaced with 0. So let's move further. Let's change all the data type for the amount column to currency. Click on the data type symbol and choose currency. This currency, this currency, this currency. Okay, we are done with that. Then let us move to the next level. If you look at the objective, there is a place they said we should number 4 objective unpaid balances for customers per branch. So we don't have the unpaid balance. We only have the columns for amount, returns, net amount, and amount paid. Now, net amount is invoice amount minus returns. If you're looking at this data set, it is a sales data set. It means they invoice and after some period of time, they return some product back, maybe for faulty reason or for other reason or expired product and all the rest. So to get the unpaid balance, we are going to use what we call add column. So you go to add column, then you see different ways you can add column. Column from example, custom column, invoke, custom function, and all the rest. So this, because it involves calculation, what we need to calculate is unpaid balance, and the unpaid balance is net amount and amount paid. So net amount minus amount paid will give us the unpaid balance. So we are going to click on custom column. Custom column function is used for calculative column. So click on custom column, then it brings up this dialog box where you fill the information. So what's the name of the column? Unpaid balance. Now equal to sign is already there. So the next thing we will do is to click on the column and we put the calculation sign. So we said is net amount, double click on the column name here, double click, it will take the column on the calculative background. Then you put your minus sign on your keyboard. Then double click on amount paid. If you see they say no syntax errors have been detected, so the formula is okay. So after entering that, you said okay, then it has calculated the unpaid balance. So click and hold the column header, shift it to the position that you want to shift it to. So after unpaid balance, you have amount, unpaid balance. So that is that. Okay, after including the unpaid balance or adding the custom column, we are going to move to another level. Now let's look at the last objective. Say which regional manager should be fired and which branch manager should be promoted. Now there is no region here. Let us also look at objective number 6, a regional performance, west, north, south, and east. So we are going to include the region. So how do we include the region? How do we do that? Okay, so we are going to use conditional column function. So if you click on conditional column, you can do that. But before then, let us look at other things we need to do. Is there any correction we need to make in the branches? If you click on the branches, load more. Are there correction we need to make? Yes. You see Aba is also misspelled Aba. Abuja, Abujani. So you see Owerri, Owerri. Then Uyo has two. Then Uyo, Yenegua. You have Yenegua and you also have Bayelsa here. So first thing we are going to do is to use trim to remove. We are going to trim it so that if there is any space at the front or at the beginning of any of those words, it will be removed. So we have removed all the spaces. So load more. So now we have only one Uyo. It means space was before or at the front of one Uyo, which made the spelling different from the one that had no space. So we are going to correct other ones. So uncheck this, we are going to correct Aba. Okay, or just note the spelling. Just note the spelling. If you want to uncheck it, you can see how many it is. How many it is. So we have all this that's misspelled. Then you can click and copy it. Go back to also highlight all. Load more. Highlight all. As you click, you go to home. Then go to replace values. Value to find. Paste what you have copied. What do you want to change? You can copy from here also. You want to change Aba. You want to change from Aba to Aba. So click OK to be sure that it has changed. Also click there, load more. So see, so it is only Aba that is here. We also need to change Abuja into Abuja. Okay. Replace values. Abujani, Abujani. I hope this is the right spelling there. Abuja. Okay, let's see. Okay, Abuja. Abujani has gone. The other one is Owerri. So replace values. Ensure the column is highlighted. Value to find. Owerri. Owerri. What do we want to change to? Owerri. Click OK. Also confirm whether it has been changed. Yes, it has been changed. So you have only one over here. So we are going to change either Nyenegua or Bayelsa. Now looking at all this, they I think this company uses the state capital in place of the state name. Port Harcourt, Rivers, Uyo, Akwa Ibom, Owerri, Imo, and all that. So we are going to remove Bayelsa and leave Nyenegua. So let's go to replace value. What do we want to find? We want to find Bayelsa. We want to replace it with Nyenegua. Okay. So everything is now correct, or the branch name is correct. Now we have used replace values to correct all the branch name that were not written properly, or the spellings were not correct. So if you want to change any name or anything, you want to write anything, you use replace values. Okay, so now let's go to conditional columns. So let us look at all the branches. So these are all the branches. Let us screen grab this and paste it somewhere. How do you screen grab your screen? Hold Shift, hold the window key and the S. This will come up and you highlight where you want to screen grab. Want to screen grab from here down. Okay, go to your word, go to your word and paste it. These are all the branches. I want to keep it this way so that I will see the spellings when I'm doing my conditional formatting. Conditional column rather. Okay, so let's go to conditional column, add column, conditional column. Now, this is one area that is very technical and logical. This is like a programming, but this programming uses just a click, just some clicks rather, to write what you want to do. So you're going to fill the information here, and once you click OK, it will just do what you want it to do. Now we have the column name, the operator, values, and all that. So how will you use them? Now, would want to what we want to do? We want to include region, and the region is based on the branch. To get the region west, north, south, and east. So we are going to place all the branches that are here into each of their region in Nigeria. So that is what we are going to use the conditional formatting to do. Conditional column rather. Okay, so which column we're going to use branch. Now this operator, I'm going to explain them very quickly. Equals, does not equal, has to do with numeric value. Begins with, does not begin with, has to do with when you want to use initials. You want to base your condition on initials. So ends with, does not ends with, what we call suffix. So begins with, does not begin with, has to do with prefix, and ends with, does not ends with, has to do with suffix. So these are conditions that relates to words. Contain, does not contain, also relates to words. So what we want to do, whether the column begins with or does not begins with, will not work. So we want to use contains. So if the branch contains the value, the first one there is Aba. So if it contains Aba, Aba is in which region? Aba is in East. So it should give us East. Then add another clause. If the branch contains, the next one is what? Abuja. If the branch contains Abuja, it should give us North. It should place Abuja in North region. Add another clause. The next one is what? The next one is Benin City. So if branch contains Benin City, Benin City, it should give us Benin. That's Edo. Edo is in business wise. Edo is categorized under West, but I think they also in Nigeria they categorize it under South. So we are going to use business wise. So West. If the branch contains the next one, the next branch is what? Enugu. Enugu. Enugu is in East. It should give us East. If the branch contains what? The next one after Enugu is Ibadan. It contains Ibadan. It should give us West because Ibadan is in West. Add the next clause. Let's look at the next branch. After Ibadan, Jos. After Jos, Kaduna. If branch contains Jos, it should give us North. The next clause, if branch contains Kaduna, give us North, returns North as a region. If branch contains, the next one is what? Lagos. After Lagos, Owerri. Lagos. Give us West. If branch contains Owerri. Give us East. Add the next clause. After Owerri, Port Harcourt. After Port Harcourt, Uyo. So Port Harcourt, Uyo. If branch contains Port Harcourt, give us South. Get the next one. If branch contains Uyo, then give us South. Then let's look at the next one after Uyo Nyenegua. So we don't have to write any other clause because we have gotten to the last one. So you can just say else it should give us South because Nyenegua is South and Nyenegua is the last one. Okay, so after adding the last one, which you don't need another clause, like I said, you click on OK. So that has created another column. Sorry, we didn't change the name of the column, so you can come here, double click and change the column name to region. Enter. Okay, so we have done everything we need to do in order to analyze this data. So we left say sequence because we are going to need it. So is there any other thing left? No, there's no other thing. We have done what we are supposed to do. Okay, we can decide to change the region to a proper case. That is all, not all capitalized. Text, right click on the column header, then we go to transform and we say capitalize each word. So it has given us proper case. You can do the same thing to branch. Let's get a proper case. It's in text already. So we right click, go to transform, capitalize each word. That is that. So we are done. After when you're done, go to home, click on close and load. Then you see your data set. Please don't forget to save. Ctrl S, select the file you want to save, select the folder rather, and you type the name of the file and you save. So that is how to clean that data set.